kind of go back and forth about justifying the cost, but at a certain point, if you really are passionate about a particular brand, you want kind of what everything they have to offer, right? And so that might be a goal to, one day have, as close to the real Porsche wheel as you can. And this one is cool because if you sim race, then you can actually use it. Whereas in the past, because I like Porsche, I was looking at different Porsche wheels, and some people will buy a wheel and they'll kind of build one and they'll put put the vinyl on there and kind of make a replica.
This episode is brought to you by Trophy AI, the ultimate performance coach tool for sim racers. Hello and welcome to the Chicane Podcast, where we discuss all things in the sim racing world. I'm your host, Jason Rivera, and I'm joined here by Mr. Eric Kelly. How's everyone? How are you doing, Eric? Because there's not a whole lot of everyone today, but
yeah.
How are you doing, sir? How's life treating you?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Kids went back to school, so food's sticking around the house a little bit longer. That always helps out. Outside of that, man, doing great, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great, man. It's kind of a surreal moment for me, kind of just realizing the fact that August just doesn't want to slow down. Like August is just moving at 1,000 miles per hour. Like I went to the store. I'm telling you, I went to the store the other day and they already have like October, like Halloween shit, like on the walls and stuff. Man. Damn, bro. Like can we get through the summer? It's not even Labor Day yet.
Not at all, man. You know how it goes, man. 4th of July, Halloween, Christmas. It's, that's just how it goes. So, yeah, I feel you, man. I feel the same way.
Man. All right, man. Well, Jeff's not here with us today. He is on vacation again. So, I don't know how many times he's going to...
Hey, man, we got to check his hours, man.
I know, right? Like,
yeah, he might be in the negative on that PTO or something like that, man.
I don't know who he's billing to, like what he's being billed to, but I'm just saying, Jeff, I hope you're having a great time wherever you are. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we'll see him here next week. So with that, guys, safe, man. Be safe on them streets. Kind of hot over there. So for this week's Simdustry news update, a big piece of news dropped while I was sleeping because I'm in Hawaii. And everything happens when I'm in bed and I wake up to like, did you not see this post? And I'm like, bro, I'm sleeping. Like, I just woke up. It's like midday and I'm getting up. So this new release, I'm very excited for, man. Very excited for. So let me share my screen, show you what that is. It's a new piece of hardware coming to the sim community in October. And I can't wait. Yeah. I literally can't wait. So this is VPG Sim.
Ooh.
They've made the Mustang GT3 wheel, which is an exact. It is not a replica, I've been told by other creators and friends of the show. It is not a replica. Don't call it a replica. It is an actual steering wheel for the particular vehicle. And in this case, before we get over to the one on the left, which is the new guy, just look at the price now.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but the new wheel is the Porsche 911 Cup wheel. And it just came out like the same day that they just announced the actual new Cup car, which if you haven't seen that, oh my God, bro. That black and red livery, jeez.
Oh, yeah, it looks nice, man.
It looks really good, bro. So yeah, this wheel right now is up for pre-order, and I've been told, I can't confirm or deny, but I've been told that the first 100 people that order this wheel get a limited edition version at no extra cost. Ooh. So just keep that in mind. We're a podcast, so we're a few days behind on news. I can't help with that, but yeah, if you go to their website, you can sign up for for notifications. There's the Cup. There's the Born on Track unveiled with the car, re-engineering your rig. So this is an actual Porsche officially licensed product. How we were just talking about last week about Porsche wheels, and it's crazy how this thing came out. So We're
Snuck up
gonna.
on us, man.
It definitely did. You have the option to buy a VPG spacer, which I highly recommend you do, because 50.8 millimeters not really the standard here, at least in the United States. So you're
Yeah.
going to need. Again, this wheel is made for the actual car. So I mean, well, here
Yeah.
it
So
is.
no, yeah, no built-in quick release or anything like that, right?
No, it has like. Yeah, let's take a look. I'll show you. Here's some of the shots. It has like some sort of um actually no quick release, huh? But
Yeah.
you would have to buy a spacer, but I do see a hole back there. And that hole
Mm.
right here where this little port is awesome. I actually answered my own question because I was asking, does it have that connection? So
Yeah.
this is how you hardwire the wheel to the base. And we talked about Dan Suzuki's mod last week. And that's how you do it. You run this wire inside the QR, which connects to a USB, and now you have a power. Excuse me. You run a wire from this to your QR, and then your
Mm.
QR has the pogo pins
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
kind of have that connection to the wheel. That's kind of how it works. And a lot of this is kind of becoming a standard now in the industry to have one of these.
That's nice.
So yeah, so 2 buttons on the back, big old paddle shifters. Yeah, there's
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, it's
That
it
full
just
carbon fiber.
it's full carbon, and it
Ooh.
has multi-positional switches just like my Asher. So
Oh,
my plans for this is to add the left dial and have this dial right here where the grip is control the minus and plus. So if I switch to TC, minus and plus, or if I switch to and so on and so forth.
okay. And full sim hub compatibility and everything.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
Let's go ahead and
Ooh.
that's yeah.
That's
There's
it.
the cup car. So here we have a Porsche, officially, of course, a genuine Porsche 992.2, which is the new car, carbon fiber body and grips, 76 mappable inputs, 76, 10 APEM 650 GF buttons. I'm assuming that's the force of
Mm.
the buttons. 2 auto P9 rear buttons, which you looked at.
Yeah.
2+2 Alp 7-way funky switches. So now they have a funky switch,
Okay.
which is great. 4 ELMA 12 position rotary switches can be used as an encoder, which is
Yeah.
that's the function that I'm talking about is switching it to an encoder mode. And it even has a number, which is kind of dope. I just realized that number be underneath the TC there. I don't know if you could see that.
Oh yeah. So as you switch it, it kind of just like reveals a different number every time. Like
I'm
the
assuming,
next
yeah.
number.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
That's cool.
Magnetic paddle shifters, 4-pin rear connector for Acetec QR integration or a custom one. So the Acetec does have that feature where it already comes stock. You could just plug it in. You don't have to do no soldering or ordering or doing anything crazy. 88 individual controlled RGB LEDs. Daniel Newman Racing, please. I've asked Danny, and I
Get
think
your
he's in
hands on it.
talks. Yeah, to get with VPG and get the hookup for this wheel. 4 LEDs per button, 24
Oh,
LEDs
nice.
per rotary. So you could change all of these to whatever color is going to be dope, dude.
Yeah,
SimHub
that's gonna be
compatible
smooth.
right here. There
Yes,
it is.
sir.
1,030 gram weight, which is relatively light, but that's how the wheel is. I mean, it's not going to be a heavy wheel. It's full carbon.
Yeah.
309 millimeter diameter. So this is the one I have to get used to. So right now I've been racing on nothing but 300. Hopefully that extra 9 millimeters I probably won't feel too much. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
You think it's negligible? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's width of a cell phone, so shouldn't impact you too much.
Shouldn't. And then
Yeah.
that's total, right? 309. So that's
Yeah.
like
So that's spread across both sides.
at
So
4.5 on each side.
yeah.
A little more rotation.
Yeah. I think a couple laps should be good.
Yeah. The thing is, I like to keep it uniform across if I can. So that way,
Right.
when I do use the Asher, that it's not like, oh shit, I gotta get used to the Asher again, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, aluminum button guards and knobs. So these are all the guards are aluminum. They're not plastic. That's dope.
Mm.
And then the knobs are aluminum. 50.8 millimeter PCD and a 70 millimeter PCD QR compatible. So 70 millimeters is the industry, at least in America, standard.
Mm.
This is a 70 millimeter QR from NRG. I just got this for this wheel, carbon fiber.
Nice.
Just came in today.
That's clean,
You
man.
can tell I'm excited. Fully compatible with VPG clutches add-on kit. So you can add clutches. I'm going to look into that.
Hmm.
So let's look at, let's skim through this a little bit. Lighter weight, lower inertia, more feel. So at just 1
Yeah.
kilogram, this is the lightest high-end sim wheel on the market and not a gimmick. Lower weight means lower inertia, which translates directly into faster response, sharper feedback, and more details transmitted to your hands from the force feedback unit.
That's
This
interesting.
is well,
Yeah.
it is. This isn't false. So the lighter
Yeah.
the wheel, the less, the more forces you're gonna feel because it's light. The problem with that is who's making the wheel? What quality is that wheel? Is it
Yeah.
creaking? Am I gonna break it? And that's kind of where I'm really gonna test this wheel out when I get it. You know what I mean? And put it
Oh
through
yeah.
hell, basically. So
Yeah.
full carbon fiber, no compromises. So the sim wheel carcass, this Porsche 911 Cup sim wheel carcass and front plate are manufactured entirely from motorsport specification. Prepaid carbon fiber produced in the very facility where the actual race car wheel is made. Every detail has been optimized through real-world motorsport process for maximum strength with minimum flex, and
Mm.
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. They talking
Resulting
to you,
in
man.
yeah, says that it's pure carbon, born for the track. Okay, so guys, check this wheel out. Um, it is exactly the exact replica of the new Porsche, and I'm excited because that was my first race win. I posted it on um, social media. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and this is my first road car. First of all, it's the car that I race every Thursday. I've grown to love this car. I've hated it. I love it now,
Oh
and I
yeah.
figured, man, I love the brand so much. I couldn't help it. I had to I
Yes,
had to
sir.
pull the trigger on this, man. But
That's
you
gonna be
know,
dope. Driving the Porsche with the Porsche, like the real Porsche wheel. That's gonna
yeah.
be clean. Yeah.
And guys, even if this wheel somehow is not that great, it's still a piece of art. It's still a piece of history, right? It's the first, GT3 Cup wheel that's officially licensed. You know what I mean? So, you know,
Yeah.
I, to be honest with you, I've heard mixed things about the Mercedes wheel that SimLab makes. And again, people are not understanding the significance of the wheel. The wheel is an actual, it's a Formula One wheel that's
Yeah.
the actual wheel. Like, yes,
Yeah.
it's high as hell. We both know that, but
Yep.
if you yeah, if you're a fan, that changes things, right? You
Yeah.
being a fan of something, this wheel may not appeal to everybody. It may look basic. It may look like, well, why should I pay $1,600 when I can buy a wheel for less and have a screen on it? But then it's
Not a
about
Porsche wheel.
it's not a Porsche wheel.
Not a Porsche wheel, man. Like you said, it's sort of like we talk about like with consoles, and I know you just got the PS5 Pro, and people kind of go back and forth about justifying the cost. But at a certain point, if you really are passionate about a particular brand, you want kind of what everything they have to offer, right? And so that might be a goal to, one day have, as close to the real Porsche wheel as you can. And this one is cool because if you sim race, then you can actually use it. Whereas in the past, because I like Porsche, I was looking at different Porsche wheels, and some people will buy a wheel and they'll kind of build one and they'll put put the vinyl on there and kind of make a replica wheel out of it. But this is one that's from the Porsche factory. So that's different, man. And then the
Yeah,
quality, I know it'll be there.
there's definitely, I have no doubt in my mind, especially how good the Porsche, not the Porsche, the Mustang wheel was made. It's
Yeah.
higher price, but I've heard many good things from. I guess this is a plug for Michael from the Sim Racing. Then reviewed it, and that was the first person I contacted. I was like, "Man, what do you think of this?" Because it's the price is kind of strikingly surprising that it's that low. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
this
for some, let me do some damage
in
control.
comparison. Yeah, just in comparison. I feel what you're
Right.
saying.
This is
Yeah.
not a cheap wheel by no means.
Yeah.
But when you compare it to the very sister, right? That's a GT3 car type, and it's a Mustang. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they're very similar. If you look at the shape's very similar to each other because that's how they're racing them. That's what they found to be meta. If you look at Formula wheels, they've changed so many times, and Ferrari uses a different one, Mercedes uses a different one. I mean, it's whatever they find works the best for their team, I guess. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. But I
so
had
I'm
the same
excited.
kind of question. Yeah.
The only
I would say I had the same question about the
right?
price because it was
Yeah,
kind of, especially I guess you think about the fact that it didn't have a screen on it, you know,
yeah, but the
and
the Mustang one doesn't have a screen. You know what I mean? So I mean,
yeah,
they're both carbon fiber. They're both
yeah,
made out of aluminum and molded carbon fiber.
that's
So
true.
I'm not
You-
sure. I'm not sure what's going on with. I don't know. Some people I've read online trying to dig this information for everyone, right? And seeing,
Yeah,
well, what kind of information because it's so new. Um, Porsche
yeah.
came out and said that they wanted to build something that was affordable,
Oh, there
and
you go. Yeah. So what does
they
that
want.
mean then? Yeah,
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the smartest thing because if you can make the wheel reachable and
yeah,
somewhat reasonable,
yeah.
then you're going to sell more, right? People are going to buy more and you eventually make that up, I guess. You know what I mean? I guess one thing leads to another. I don't know.
Well, so that's kind of smart, right? So if you're forward thinking, and I can't help but think about Microsoft, right? You think about when you're in school, the meta for software is Microsoft. It's not the best software, but they give it to the schools because they're like, if we give it to the kids, that's what the kids learn to use. When they become adults, they get out in the
Right.
world
It gets their
and
brand out
somebody
there.
gets
Yeah.
the brand out there. And when somebody asks you, hey, as an adult, you're at your job, hey, what do you need to do your job? Oh, I need Microsoft Office. Sure, there's
Even
other
on your
stuff out
resume,
there.
you put
Yeah.
that you're skilled in Excel
Excel.
or
Yeah.
yeah, because people
Yeah.
that's a skill that's, believe it or not, basic for some. But if you have Excel skills, that's a very good trait to have. There's a lot
Oh,
of people that don't know that stuff. You know what I mean?
oh
So
yeah. Yep. And so I can see Porsche kind of almost seeing sim racers as like, well, we're grooming future Porsche owners, right?
right,
If you're willing to spend $1,600 on a Porsche wheel, then maybe once you get a couple pennies rubbed together, you want to get
right.
you a nice car. You're like, hey, Porsche did me good on the wheel. Kind of built up my my loyalty to them. Actually, give me a real Porsche one day. So I don't know. I can see that.
So yeah, that's kind of what happened to me. I found love for Porsche in iRacing, and then
Mm-hmm.
we raced the GT3R, not just the Cup car, in
Mm-hmm.
the Nürburgring. That's what we used and loved it.
Yeah, yeah. You spent a
Beautiful
lot of
car.
time in that car.
Spent a lot of time in the car, and now I guess my algorithm picked it up or something, and I started watching videos, and now I'm watching the races. I watched the Porsche Cup race
Mhm.
alongside the F1 race with the subscription. So I'm like slowly. I can't afford one. I can't afford a GT3. I might be able to afford maybe a Boxster or something like that, or
Oh yeah, yeah.
something
There's some other ones. Yeah.
something that has the brand. So you say you have one, I guess,
Oh
but
yeah.
um, it would be nice, right, to have one. I mean, I understand. I remember way back in the day. This is just Eric and I before the podcast. He wanted
Yeah.
the Porsche Panamera. Remember? You
Still
were
do.
like, and still do, bro. The
Still
Porsche
do.
Panamera
Yeah.
was, when that thing came out, you were like, I want that thing, bro.
Yeah. It
I
was
think
the
you
it,
almost bought one, right? You almost got one, and then you ended
so
up with the Range, right? The Range
yeah.
Rover.
So it was the best of both worlds because I had a family, and it's like, well, I can't spend the money on a Porsche, and I can't take anybody else in it. Like we got the
Mhm.
kids, so it was like a great compromise. It got back seats. Are they roomy? I don't know. They're there. The kids, they're small, little legs. They'll be fine back there. So that was kind of, the best of both worlds, especially the way that they went about designing it. So when they came out with the Panamera, a little quick history lesson. This is what I love, like learning about stuff. So when Porsche designed the Panamera, they actually shifted all their design to where they designed the Panamera first, and every other Porsche basically was a derivative of the Panamera design. So they said that if we can make the four-door version of the Porsche look good, then making the coupes and all the other versions look good would be easy. So every generation, you'll see the Panamera comes out, and all the other cars kind of are derivative of that design. So
I
it's
wouldn't mind the
just
SUV either, man. They got a nice, what is it? The Carrera?
yeah,
Is
they
it
got the
the?
Macan,
It's not
and
the
they have
Carrera.
the so the Carrera is another coupe from
That's a
Porsche.
sport car, but
Yeah,
I can't remember the name right now for the love of me. But they
yeah, they
look
got like
nice, bro.
a little, I guess like mid-size SUV that's called a Porsche Macan. Um, and it's actually it was one of like the kind of early performance geared SUVs. It
Yeah,
wasn't like the fastest or anything like that, but it was it was nice.
yeah,
Porsche
it's Porsche.
dynamics and all that stuff. Yeah, but yeah, that was man. I
I
might have
tell
should
you,
have went that
Porsche,
route
Porsche, Porsche
versus the
was king of the
range.
'80s, and it's still. I think it had a fallout in the '90s, and then it just came back. Like
Yeah,
it's better than ever now. I mean, those things are not cheap, and they're selling still like hotcakes.
yeah, and they got
Gotta
options. You want an
even
EV?
even if you had the money for one of those, you still got to get on a waiting list, and
Yeah, depending
it's
on which one you want. Like if you go on the used market, you can buy,
no.
and
I'm
that's
talking
the thing
a
about a
brand
pool.
new GT3 RS,
Oh,
bro.
G3 RS. Oh yeah, no, you gotta know somebody. Yeah, brand
That's
new.
like buying a
Yeah,
Rolex, bro. You go to a Rolex shop,
yeah.
those
You're like, yeah, I want
Rolexes,
that one. They're like, oh, okay.
they're not
Here's
real.
the wait
They're
list.
they're fake. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
models. They're not
this is our
really.
display. That's cute. Okay, we'll call you. Don't call us.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah, man. So that's about it for today's sim industry update. I thought it
yeah,
was I thought it earned the spot here on it because um it's a it's kind of a revolutionary moment. And I was gonna say earlier, revolutionary why? Because the 992 Cup is now brand new and is out. Now the new wheel is out and is also out for sim racing, same time frame.
yeah.
We only need
That's a first.
GT7 iRacing to put this car in the game.
Yes, please,
That's what we need. We need
please. Yeah,
AMS, whatever. Put it in somewhere so we can check it out. But
yeah.
maybe AC Evo might have it hidden somewhere. You never know.
Hey, that's actually somebody put it in there already. Was it a race room?
The 992 that just came out, point two.
I thought I read somewhere that somebody was the first sim to have it in there. I
All
wanna
right.
I'm gonna look it up real quick.
All right. So I mean, honestly, the it makes it special to me because it's kind of like it's it's an experience, right? When you can race, put your hands on something that and know that that is the same like peripheral device that the real people are using it for. The real same feel,
Yeah,
you know, other than not feeling the G's and maybe some torque differences from the actual car, but at
yeah.
least you could put your hands on something that's like if you
You
was
know
to walk
it's
up to a model or not a model, if you was to walk to an event and they let you sit in a car maybe or you know touch the wheel, you'd be like, oh yeah, I already know what that what that feels like. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. But
Yeah, that transition with that connection between the real car and
it's
you
not
bring it
every day
home.
that I do an impulse buy like that. That was not part of the plan at all. That was just it got me. It got me in the right spot like right away. So
Yeah, I was kind of shocked when you told us. I was like, man, I didn't know Jason was, going that hard for Porsche, but
oh
I
yeah, I
respect
got
it.
to shit. Yeah, man, for real. I got some plans back here, but
Oh yeah. Hey, I respect it, man. That's a
and,
good brand.
it's a brand name. It's
Exactly.
like Pepsi.
Exactly.
So wait a
Yeah.
minute. So did we find this info? If not, we could plug it into the comments later. Or hey,
I'll
if
do
anybody
some.
watching, yeah,
Yeah, I'll do some research later. I thought I remembered somebody kind of being flagged as the first sim to have that car in there, but I'll do
the
some research.
992.2 that just came out. I mean, I would be impressed if they had a model yet. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
if
it
it
might
was
have been. I might have been mistaken, but we'll
all
verify.
good,
Yeah.
all good. I mean, it's not like we know every single thing. I mean, we're just doing research as we go, right? So
Yeah, man.
main discussion time, bro. I
Yes,
see
sir.
you got some things up on the board, so I'll let you have at it.
Yeah. So, we mentioned you had spent a lot of time in the Porsche, specifically on the Nürburgring here recently. And so that was kind of something I thought back about previous episodes, thought about my current kind of situation, trying to actually get faster. And, you know, what our process is for learning a track, for getting faster. I don't think we ever really discussed it. And so I was going to kind of talk about my current when I'm like serious about learning the track and
A
watching the
track you've
guys that
never
are the
been on, right?
fastest.
Like you've never
Yeah,
raced on,
yep,
or you may have occasionally spun a lap there, but you don't really know it. Yeah,
yeah.
let's
And I'm
hear it.
trying to get fast and kind
Competitive, yeah.
yeah, kind of get competitive and like what information like makes the difference. And so I'm gonna share my screen here, and so you guys might know this streamer. His name is Rory. He's a GT7 streamer. Um, cool dude. And he kind of went over something that he does when he's not only trying to learn a track, but when he's trying to like basically like squeeze every ounce of pace out of whatever car he's in. It's something that he does, in GT7, you can watch other people's replays. And so he mentioned something that perspective, especially when you're watching a replay, is everything. So what he did was he showed kind of this view right here, which if you're watching a replay, you might use this view, the little chase cam or whatever. And he mentioned how from this camera view, if you're trying to pick up when this person is, on the brakes and kind of gauge how far, from the marker they are, it can be deceiving. And so in GT7, you also know you can take the camera and you can rotate it. So what he did was he took it and he said, like, I can tell exactly. And if this was the actual replay, I could actually like walk around the car and zoom in, and I can look at markers, and he'll come up with an actual like measurement of when they're engaging the brake from the marker. So instead of saying about the 100, he can say, no, this is about 30 meters from the 100. You know how long the red strip is, how long the white strip is, and so you can build up that consistency because you're narrowing basically the threshold for when
Right.
you're engaging the brake, and be more consistent every time, and kind of play around with that. But the the 1 week that I had a chance to kind of employ this, I did actually notice a lot of consistency in my pace because I wasn't just kind of, when you're racing and you got guys all around you and you see the marker, if the 100 is the only thing that you're really looking for and you're like, yeah, I know it's some point in front of the 100, you're going to
Right.
be inconsistent. Sometimes you'll be
And not
30
every
meters
car
out.
needs to brake at the 100. Some cars
It,
brake in the 50 or the 60.
yep, exactly. So, like doing this and then taking this into my practice laps and just playing around with it. Like this guy's had one of the fastest times at lap times at the time, and so maybe he's braking a lot later than you're braking. So
Right.
maybe there's something else you need to figure out, like, well, what's his brake balance? Because you can't actually see that kind of stuff. So you kind of have to play around with that. What's his brake balance? What's his TC? What line is he on? Like, how much of the track is he using? Because you have this as your kind of benchmark. If you're in this same car, like, well, he's able to brake at this point and still, have enough grip to take the turn and carry speed through. But I can't, for some reason, I can't do that. So maybe you have some other technique you need to work on or figure out with taking this corner. Maybe it's the line, maybe not using enough track. If there's a set of turns or a corner before this, maybe you're kind of prioritizing the wrong corner and you need to work on setting up to where you can kind of come out of this with more speed.
Right. Sometimes you sacrifice a corner to get a better exit on the better exit, on the better straight, on the faster straight, depending on this track.
Yeah. And that was one thing he mentioned too, was basically when he looks at a track, he takes the straights. He works on the corners before the straights first. So it kind of works to the shorter corners.
I want to add to this before you take this picture down.
Mm-hmm.
So while viewing this view in the back of the car, so I'm not sure about GT7, but on iRacing is very strict with off tracks, like incidents and being off track. So a good tip for you guys is to go into your cockpit view and get the car as far right to the corner and get it exactly the way this car is lined up. In the case of this track, he actually has more track to go over. He can be way on the green. As long as he has two tires on over the white line here in the dead center, then you can actually go over that. So there's actually room for him to be even faster. The way you gauge that when you're in a cockpit view is, how do you know? So pick a car, look at the dash, and get the car as close as possible to the white line, to the white line, and then go on a replay, double check. If the car is not touching the white line, you still have more room. So go back into the car again, repeat, rinse and repeat. When your car's tires are lined up to the white line, go into the cockpit view and notice where on the track, where does the strip start exactly on the dashboard, and that's how you know where your limits are for that particular car.
That's
because you use elements of the dash. This view is very easy to look at, but then we're not racing in this view, we're racing in the cockpit view. So in the cockpit view, you'll know, like, oh, right by my AC switch or whatever it is, right by the wiper, where the wiper starts, that's the edge limit of the car. And if you can do that, then you'll squeeze more time, definitely more time off this.
Yeah, because in this replay, he's actually. So I stopped it right when right when the brake lights came on, so I can see where he started braking. But he's actually heading toward more of the green, and he'll be like fully as far over as you can be.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So yeah. So but that's a good point.
I'm just saying, like how to know, because you're not really gonna know inside the cockpit. It's gonna be confusing unless you already know the car. If you know the car where the limits are, then you know how far off you can push. Because the more off the track you can get, the easier it's gonna be to make this turn. Depending on the turn, depending on it depends. Some turns you want to approach them in the middle of the track, and then hug one side, and then end up on the other outside, and then come back in. Those are very different for a basic corner. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of track for him to use at this point right now. You know?
And that's a good point too, because thinking about, my favorite car on GT7 is the Ferrari 458 Italia. So once I know where that mark is on the dash, I can go to any track and immediately know how to put my tires pretty much at the limit.
Yep. Theoretically speaking. Yep.
Yeah. Once I
depending on the strip too. There's strips that are, I mean, you're looking at the white line too. That's what we're looking at, that white line. So
Yeah.
that white line should be a guide. Also, brake markers are a big one. So if you don't know a track, I don't mean to take over your topic, Eric, but
No,
if you,
that's why I brought it up, because I was like,
it,
we hadn't really
if
discussed
you
the
don't know a
detail.
track, you don't need a track map. You don't need a what do you call this?
Like
You don't you don't need a track map. You don't need the lines on the ground. The virtual lines. All you need is this right here.
yeah,
So if there's
all the
brake
info.
markers on the left side of the track, that means there's a right hand turn coming up. That's how you know.
Yep.
Every time. Every time. It's like very rare that they're on both sides. If they're on both sides, then you better learn that track. But
Look at that trap map.
don't use shadows for breaking points either.
Yeah.
Because shadows, time of day changes. Use something. Use like this pole right here. The pole right before the 100. That's where we're gonna start. That's where we're gonna start breaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because 30 meters is a little hard to kind of remember, right? Because how many turns does this track have? But if you can learn keys, like that's that telephone, that camera pole right there. Yeah, I'm gonna hit that camera pole, and every time that camera pole is not going away. At least in the Sims they don't. But until they get smart and start adding real destruction, and then the poles might go down. But or the box too. You can use the little booth box right there to know if you're on the limit or not. So
and that's a good point too. Because I've been in a race where I did my qualifying lap, I did my practice laps, had my brake markers and everything locked in, and there was yellow flag. Go around the corner, coming up on the next turn, the markers, they were on the ground, they were gone. Apparently somebody went off track.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even have those to go by. So your point about picking something that is not going to move, even the markers, if they're up in the air like this, 9 times out of 10 you're fine. But if they're the little like tent type things that are sitting on the ground, those can be gone.
They could be gone.
They could not be there. So
but once you learn the track, everything comes together like with feel, and you already know where. Yeah, you use the marker, but you automatically do it. And then another thing is our sponsor. I mean, Trophy AI makes this really easy for you guys. Yes. I mean, it's an option. It's a great option to learn a track quickly and to have someone speaking to you in the headset and telling you, hey, next time, just brake a little later. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then if you have that cue and you combine that with this knowledge, you're gonna come up top, because there's not much to tracks. Once you know the line, there's very little with how do you say this? It's all about exit speeds and how to maintain speed through the corner and your exit. That can mean seconds. It can mean on the Nürburgring, it can mean 10 seconds. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Because of the track length. You know what I'm saying? So,
jeez, yeah.
At least GT7. I mean, GT7 is on a console. The telemetry you guys, the telemetry that they're giving you is not really. It's not really a lot of telemetry. There's other programs that you can connect which I should bring that up here. Maybe next episode that we talk about, I could bring up telemetry applications. That'd be dope. Trophy does do telemetry, and it's all one package. That's how come we're sponsored and we recommend it. It's a tool that you can use in addition to this. But there is other free alternative telemetry that you can compare to other drivers. It may not be professional drivers, but it's other drivers. And then you can see the actual brake pressure and how much ramp up. And then you can see it come down a little bit. Or you can see waves in between the turn. You can see the line. You can see the brake balance that you mentioned earlier. You can see what traction control they were using. You can see a lot more data that I wish that's why we need GT7 on PC, bro. Talk to Sony. GT8. Hey. GTA is in development,
Yeah.
within development. So
Well, I guess I have to go on my Rolodex, man. I'll hit up Polyphony Digital, tell them
yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead
yeah.
and flip the switch to PC, man, because
Tell them,
I need that
it's that
telemetry.
time. And
Yeah.
stop playing. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you have nothing else and you're sim racing on a budget, you don't really want to do a subscription, then these types of tips are useful because this is how we've always done it in the past. You know what I mean? This is back to basics, is
Yeah.
watching others and learning with others. That's how come we encourage league racing, because yeah, we
Yeah.
can go over one track a day, but then next week is another track and now we have to learn all over again. You know what I mean? But if you race with them and you study them, then it's kind of like uh, a weekly exercise or every 2 week exercise. I don't know. It's an exercise. The more you exercise something, the better you get at it, because it is a human thing. The
Yeah.
more you practice something, the better you'll get at it. It's not like, I have my feelings with professional drivers. I mean, I can't afford to be a professional driver, but I know sim racers that are probably can't afford that either, and they're probably faster than real life people. Want to have a live coach available on demand? With Trophy AI, you'll be able to practice with Manso AI at your convenience. A real-time coach in your headphones to navigate and guide you through the track, helping you achieve race pace. This tool is awesome as it provides full brake, throttle, and steering telemetry on screen with a live review getting you ready for your next big race. Check links to Trophy AI in the description and also use Chicane12 in all caps for a 12% discount. And what's the difference? That they couldn't afford to go through karting when they were kids, or they couldn't afford to buy a car. You got to buy the damn car, and beat,
bro. Track day, one track
yeah.
day.
Yeah,
bro, you need some money.
I did track days on a motorcycle, and it was expensive.
Yeah,
you spend $500 on freaking, and that's only 2 wheels, right?
Yeah.
Those wheels are done, though. Tires are done. You need a whole new set.
Exactly.
Unless you're crazy, you get home like that. I mean,
oh no,
I've done some wild shit. But...
hey, if you go home on those tires, I can guarantee you weren't
pushing
fast.
hard enough. Yeah, you weren't pushing hard.
Yeah, you weren't driving fast and braking late. I'll tell you that.
Exactly. You weren't working the tires. We call them chicken strips. But, that's what we call them. The tire looked brand new on the wall, on the wall edge. You see it brand new, and on the top it's all you see it all worn down. Yeah, and on the edge, you're like, nah, man, you ain't leaning this bike, bro. But don't do that on the street, guys. Don't do it on the street. Do it on the track.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. We don't on the track. That.
We don't want to scrape you off the ground now. I mean, and there's no amount of gear that protect you from that kind of speed. So be safe and do it on the track. Yeah,
man. So I wanted to ask you, just kind of like, in my mind, the Nürburgring is probably one of the most difficult tracks, right? The 24-hour, and with the number of laps you put in, are there any like tips or tricks or just things you would tell people to focus on if they were trying to learn the Nürburgring and kind of increase their pace on it?
Okay, so increasing the pace on the Nürburgring, and we said this during the stream, and it's kind of controversial, but with the Nürburgring, the best tip I can give you is you got to trust that car. There's turns that you take them at crazy speeds, and your mind is telling you the car's not going to make this turn, but then it makes the turn. You know what I mean? And that's what I was finding more pace on, because instead of lifting, I did less lifting. I had my foot down for almost the entire track. But if someone's new, if it's someone new getting into the Nürburgring, the best advice I can give them is to just drive the track. Because if you're going to study the track the way we're studying it, you're going to be there in eternity. I think you need to just put laps and race in them, and then go back and watch the replays from the top split. And that's to get you there faster, to see what they're doing. see where they're braking. And once you finally, once you finally got the race line down, then you can start doing what we're doing, is kind of finding the hey, at the bus stop, do this, drop it down to second. Don't go straight in, let the car fall into the carousel. Those tips like that. Instead of going in, you lose speed, but if you let her drop in, you carry more speed, and the car automatically wants to go up because it's like a gyro. I don't know, it's like forcing you to go up, but then you're trying to keep it, left, but gyro's telling you to go up. And that's how come, bro, if you go watch my stream, the entire rig was shaking when I'm in the carousel. And I don't have motion. I don't even want to know. The lights are going like this, and I'm like, oh. And you come out, and it's like, oh. That's how come when you come out. Have you noticed that? When you come out of the carousel, the wheel goes like that, because it's like, oh, like I'm not supposed to be turning this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That carousel is fun, especially in VR. But coming out of there, you got to practice that.
Yeah, because you got to think, Nürburgring is a big track, especially the 24-hour configuration. 24 hours is huge. So your number one thing is to focus on the clean laps. If you're going off track, pushing too hard, you're not really learning anything, because you're driving over your limits at that particular time. You'll get there, but you need to be patient with that track. That's the biggest thing, is patience. Because having other cars around you in the Nürburgring is a whole nother thing too. It's hard to pass in this track.
It's scary.
It's very scary. And if you're in a multi-class race, there's other cars that are faster, and they're doing things that you're like, he's not going to pass me here, but he's going to pass you there. And you need to be ready for that pass. We've had crazy things happen on that track. Even in real life, it was banned for a reason, at least in Formula, it was banned for a reason. It's dangerous.
They just had a big crash here recently.
All the time, bro. All the time. I've seen pileups. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's, I guess, Trophy AI is another, again, I've mentioned it before, our sponsor. It's a great tool to learn the track. But again, even with that coach in your head, it's not going to coach you the entire. If you can't make an entire lap, then you're not hearing the rest of the data that you're missing. That last piece of the track that you're still missing, because you're crashing, you're losing speed, and you're having to start over, and the tires don't feel right because you spun out. They overheated or whatever.
Yeah.
So my thing is, what we did for the Nürburgring was literally stagger with each other and just keep up with each other. If you get to a point when you're going to overtake me, don't overtake me, but keep the pressure on my bumper. That way I'm used to racing under pressure the whole time. That's what we did.
Oh,
so we kept the car doing this instead of the car going like, and then just leaving you behind, and you're not learning anything, right? Yeah. But if you got a guy pressuring you the whole time on your bumper through everywhere, it's like you're looking at your mirror, which you shouldn't, but you got that pressure. Like I need to go. Let's go.
Yeah, that race sensation, and that's cool too, because at a certain point, I know listening to you guys, y'all were talking about how at a certain point you were just kind of like on autopilot, like you were talking about whatever, y'all were just chit-chatting.
It's a long ass race, bro.
And it was just kind of
and
like
the cars flying.
Yeah, you were wide open, and but y'all are laughing, talking about something else, and the person's driving, and the more that you can kind of incorporate into that feeling, I think to your point, you kind of get used to it. It becomes a reflex.
Well, and we kind of mentioned this on the show, right? Let's say you wasn't a fan of the Nürburgring. If you raced it for 4 hours, you would love it. Yeah. You would not want to race anything but the Nürburgring. You would love it, because you can't love something that you don't know or understand. You know what I mean? But once you get it, anybody can learn the Nürburgring. It doesn't matter if it's AMS2, GT. It doesn't matter the sim.
Yep.
Anybody can learn the Nürburgring. You just need to put time onto the Nürburgring. And
Yeah.
that's hard because that's a lot of time. You're
Yeah.
talking about 4 laps is damn near an hour. 5 laps is damn near an hour. 6
Yeah.
laps. I think, 6 laps is where what we were. It depends. Like, you know, we got a pro
Classic car
driver.
and- yeah.
It depends on the driver. The driver that's pushing 802s or no, that's way too fast for GT3. I mean, 820s or 818s or 815s.
Yeah.
He's burning a lot more gas than you. He won't get those 7 laps. He's gonna get 6.5
Yeah.
because he's running at least in iRacing. It, you know, there's differences with the map of the car, what engine, what setup, you know, all that stuff.
Doing. Yeah.
And that's another
fuel
thing.
Saving too. So there's that.
Pick a car that you're comfortable with. Don't go on the Nürburgring with a crazy fast car, and now you're trying to fight the car and then learn the track. It's just not going to work out. Just take, even if it's a slow car, take it, learn it, know where the points are, and learn that track that way. And then you get in the faster car. You still have to learn it in the fast car, but at least you know the turns. All you got to do is adjust for the braking point. Like, instead of braking way up here, I'm braking all the way down here, but the car could make it. You know, that was my argument with myself, like pushing the car to the point where, bro, like my wheel is 100% canted this way and my foot's on the ground. Like, and I'm already 4 or 5 laps in the Nürburgring. The tires are not great at that point. They feel nice after the second lap. Oh, it's like a dream. And then and then the 3rd lap, the 4th lap, and it's like, oh, okay, it's starting to get a little loose, squirrely out there.
A little sketchy, huh?
Mm-hmm. So you start doing micro lifts to compensate. When you go over a hill and it messes with your, you know, and the tire goes off the ground, you give it a slight, and I mean a micro lift, is like your foot's down and you literally went like this, like for a half a second. And that alone shifts the weight down and it helps settle the car down. So it helps stabilize it. You don't have to use your brakes because the brakes is just too much. Even if you touch the brake, that's way too much speed loss. It's better to use the engine, you know, to get her to slow down. You know what I mean? To get over a curve and then slam it, you know, like right back on it, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
that makes sense.
I wish I would have live streamed the sessions. The sessions were cool, man. I think we did like a 5-hour session, which is insane.
Oh,
I didn't think I was there for that long, but
I mean, y'all were prepping for a 24-hour, so I mean,
we did a 5-hour session.
That's a
people were coming in and out, and people were jumping in and jumping out, and it was cool. I can't wait for the next one. We just did we did a 6-hour at the Road America, so that again felt like, once again, when you start running laps and an hour goes by, an hour and a half goes by, and you're doing the same lap over and over and over, then you start to relax because your brain is taking over. Autopilot, it's like walking, right?
Yeah.
You start walking for an hour, you forget that you're walking, but you're still walking.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if that's a good analogy, but that's what I came up with. But anyways.
Yeah, you kind of get in the zone a little bit, basically.
You get in the zone.
Yeah.
And then if you have your friends there, they're trying to keep you awake, hyped. So we start talking about all kinds of shit and not paying attention that we're in a freaking 911 screaming at the top of his lungs because that thing is loud as hell. And it's in my ear going, ah. So that was probably my single best experience I've had in my life in sim racing. Definitely.
It seemed like it, man.
I need to get you on there, bro. You be on this GT7, get back on our racing.
Yeah,
you can still
I gotta
do
get
the
back on
GT7.
that.
You can still do the GT7, but
Yeah,
we need to get you in.
I gotta get back on there. Yeah,
Gotta get you back on there, some time to time. GRL. Oh, big news, guys. And I know we're like 50 something minutes in the episode. GRL is having a big change. I didn't talk about it last week, or maybe I did. But I'll tell you again if I did. The Tuesday event that we have in GRL is a multi-class event. It is MX5 and the BMW M2. We are no longer doing the BMW M2. We are moving over to GT4 cars of your choice. Racing alongside, so that might be inviting to more. You get,
Okay.
you get in a faster car and it has ABS. Well, the BMW has ABS, but it,
Yeah, it's still
a pain in the ass to drive.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up.
And with that, it's that time.
Yes, sir.
And this is me and Eric, or Eric and I. I need to sound politically correct. But it's that time for Track of the Week.
Yes, sir.
And this week, I have it, and we are going with Bahrain International Circuit. Let me get this.
A little sand in our hair.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta, there's different parts of the world. You know what I'm saying? So Bahrain International Circuit. We're gonna look at the layouts. I got the notes. Let's get right into it.
Yes, sir.
And I thought I had the notes, and here they are. So it says, as with many of, well, wait a minute. So this track, let me just go over the facts real quick. This track was built, hold on. We haven't done track in a long time. It was open. It was first opened in March 17, 2004. The first game to ever feature it was a Formula One game on the PlayStation 2. Okay. And it was Formula One 2004 or Formula One 04 on July 30th, 2004. Okay. So, yeah, I'll give you some location, some facts here. It's located in Bahrain, Secure Bahrain. Its total length as of today is 5.412 kilometers or 3.3 I want to say 3.4 miles. It has 15 corners. 9 of those corners are right and 6 of those are left. So your right tires are taking a beating. Yeah. So race distance in Formula, for example, usually 57 laps, and they do 308 kilometers here. So, yeah. Lap time record is 1:31.4 by Pedro de la Rosa and a McLaren in 2005. So let me go over the history here. All right. Okay, so as with many of the Gulf State motor racing venues, BIC owes its existence to royal connections. Crown Prince Sheikh Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. I know how to say Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? Is a motorsport enthusiast and honorary president of the Bahrain Motor Federation. Gaining an F1 race thus became a national objective, and the construction of a suitable circuit was ordered with funding from government-backed investment companies. In 1999, let's go ahead and take a look. Track hasn't had a single version here that I can reference. In 1999, Herman Teich was approached to design proposals for a multi-layout facility, which was to be finished to world-class standards. It marked the first time Teich had worked in the Middle East. To begin the process, Teich needed to find the perfect location and began exploration of 5 sites which had been identified. There was talk of a location locating it on the streets of the capital of Manama, which is the capital of Secure Bahrain. That would have been dope if it was a street track. While others suggested locating it close to the country's highway network. All had their drawbacks, and basically the final site was located in Secure area in the center of Bahrain's main island was ideal, not least because it allowed at least some variation in elevation. So the circuit was initially conceived to be constructed in 3 phases. First will come the inner circuit, ideal for establishing local races. Second would be the outer circuit, which we have them right here. Actually, the inner circuits here. This was the first one.
Okay.
This is the first time they built it in 3 phases, and this is the outer circuit. So you have that one,
Okay.
which is kind of smart, actually, the way they build that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the outer circuit has amenities suitable for touring car, GT racing, and that's why they have the larger, like wider version. While the final phase would see the full Grand Prix, which is this full Grand Prix, which cuts in the middle. It's iconic.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Turn 10.
Oh, yeah. So it was designed, they basically Tech designed a circuit with several lengthy straights connected by medium and slow speed sections, putting a premium on a setup with good traction. Emphasis was placed on the local architecture and the designs for the many buildings. And it's kind of cool. The buildings that they have there are kind of dope. So then in September 2002, there was a surprise when Bernie Ecclestone awarded the new circuit a Grand Prix starting in 2004. This came at the time when events in India, Turkey, and Russia had been jostling for calendar slots. So to secure one ahead of time, basically, this project was, particularly as Bahrain hadn't got much beyond the groundbreaking stage. So the 3-phase construction plan was suddenly obsolete, and it was a full steam ahead for Formula One. Construction started in late 2002 with a very challenging 16-month deadline to get the facility fully completed. Scottish engineer Gordon Calder was brought in head to the construction team, which involved WBC, which had built the Sepang circuit several years previously. Adding the difficulties was the rocky nature of the chosen location, which required considerable blasting and evacuation to level the area of construction. A total of 2,000 tons of rock would ordinarily have needed moving out of the site. However, fears of the damage that would have caused to the local road network, leading to machinery crush it. So this thing has it went through a lot of stuff when they were building it. Like I'm reading here the history.
Yeah,
So
it's a newer track, but luckily there are no wars or deaths or anything, but that's a lot going on, a lot of changes.
So it says here that a variety of layouts going over the track variations have seen active use, right? The Formula One itself using the different configurations over the years, as well as the standard Grand Prix layout in 2010. Basically, they were using the Grand Prix layout. In 2010, the longer endurance variant was tried in an unsuccessful attempt to spice up the show. Then in 2020, Bahrain found itself hosting 2 Grand Prix on consecutive weekends as part of the coronavirus affected schedule, and uniquely decided to host them on different layouts. So the first event, that's crazy, right? They had 2 events back to back. The first event was used the traditional Grand Prix variant and saw an enormous crash on lap 1 involving Haas, Roman Grosjean. Remember that big explosion?
Yeah. Dang.
That was that week. That was that week. Yeah. Who spun off to exit on the turn 3 following contact with another car. The Haas pierced the metal barriers, and exploded into flames.
Yeah, that was scary.
That was crazy, bro. That was probably the most deadliest crash we've seen
recent
post COVID, right? Because the nasty crash with Bianchi in 2016 was pretty bad. Which after his death, they added the halo. That's where the halo came from.
Yeah.
So, Grosjean emerged, and he survived. He had some minor burns on his hands, but he literally climbed out of the barrier in a fireball, dude.
Yeah, that was crazy.
People were like, that was like the longest 10 seconds or whatever ever, waiting for him to see if he's coming out. Is he burning? Is he dead? Did he fly off the car? Where is he? The car was straight up cut in half.
Yeah.
And he was inside the barrier, inside of it, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So lengthy repairs were required to the barriers before the race. This was the second race, eventually won by Lewis Hamilton, could resume. This wasn't the second race, excuse me. That was the same race. A full FIA inquiry has started to learn and lessons. Okay, so they learned from it. The second F1 event, run under the banner of Secure Grand Prix under the outer circuit. This delivered a fast and furious race, memorable, led by Mercedes-Benz debut of George Russell, subbing for coronavirus affected Lewis Hamilton. So he had COVID.
Oh, yeah.
He was a rook. He was a backup. He was a backup driver, I believe, because it was Hamilton and Bottas. Yeah. Those were the two. And one of the shortest lap times in Formula One history saw a race of high drama, with Sergio Perez taking a debut win for Racing Point when Russell suffered a pit lane penalty after a mix-up by the team sent him out. Yeah, so some things happened there. Yeah, so
that hurt.
So honestly, not much has changed. The only real modifications to the circuit over the years have involved the turn 4 hairpin. Let's locate that. There's that turn 4 hairpin. It's right up here.
Yeah.
Let's see what it says about this. Which was opened up after the first year to create a wider, more open overtaking opportunity, and the addition of the endurance circuit layout in 2005. Minor changes to the support paddock pit lane were required in 2005 to create a better exit, which blends into the circuit, further round turn 11. And in 2007, following the following the regrading of the drag strip, this saw the staging area moved further to the north, and in order to reduce the need to use a portion which basically crossed over the Grand Prix circuit. So that's Bahrain.
Okay.
Fairly new track, very fast. I think it's had many opening debuts in Formula One. It used to be the first track that for the last couple of years, but then they changed that to Australia. But yeah, you can see.
You mind clicking on that endurance layout?
I will. I just want to see that turn 4. So look at turn 4. This is how it used to be, sharp.
Yeah.
And then they widened this. You see how they have all this to allow overtakes.
Space. Yeah. Okay.
Right. What you want me to click on, Eric?
The endurance layout. Just so we kind of. Sheesh. Yeah.
So the endurance layout is crazy. I don't even know the endurance layout.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, which is a good example of
the flexibility. I mean,
well, that, and we were talking about earlier learning tracks. We had a different version in, I think it was Nürburgring, our second Nürburgring event, and it had the first 5 turns that were different. So all we did was practice those first 5 turns because we already knew all of this. This is all the same. This is all the same. The only thing is that turn 4, you're not going down. You're banking a left, a right, and then an immediate left, and then all this is new, or not new, but need to be practiced. Need to be practiced a little more.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's Bahrain, guys. It's been a while since we did track of the week. I think it's a good track. It's one of my. It's definitely in my top 20 because I have a lot of. But it's a great track. If there's a race on Bahrain, I'm gonna watch it. It's not like Monaco, which is kind of a disappointment. So, but
oh man,
yeah, that's Bahrain. That's track of the week for you, and we'll we'll roll right into some of the fan mail we got in, and I think Eric has
Yeah,
has it all queued up for us.
I do. Yep. So this is another piece of fan mail. This is from Justin Ruger. And the title of his email is Bass Shakers, which past couple of weeks we've been talking about bass shakers pretty much nonstop. But he says, "Hey guys, my name is Justin Ruger from Alabama. Shout out to Alabama. And have recently discovered your podcast and enjoyed
Hell
it so
yeah,
much."
bro. Sorry. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Alabama in the house, bro. And bass shakers, bro. Like,
yeah.
you brought this up, Eric. And look,
Hey
look how
man,
you touching the community. We got like 3
I,
episodes in a row. That's
hey man,
crazy.
like I said, I love the community, man. These
My bad.
guys,
Go ahead. My bad.
especially, I'm gonna shout out, man. Especially the folks from Alabama, man. They just been connecting with me on Facebook and stuff, man. Shout out to Tim,
Hell yeah.
Single
Hell
13,
yeah.
man. He asked me to have a beer with him one of these days, so we're gonna have
Go,
to do that.
man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. But back to Justin. But he says, recently discovered your podcast and enjoy it so much it has become a part of my Monday routine to listen to it on my way to work. On the subject of the Dayton Audio BST1, I agree the seat mounting would more than likely be the best bang for the buck, but for me, I had a reclining seat where mounting directly wasn't an option. Recently switched to a hard shell bucket seat. There are many mounting solutions available, but I wanted something low profile, 3D printable. Okay, you talking our language now. And easy to maintenance if need be. I designed this mounting solution, pictures in the attachment, and I'll show those after we get done. That mounts flush to 80/40 profile and have also made a 40/40 option. The result is the shaker sending vibrations directly into the frame and is quite immersive. I don't know if it's something I want to sell in the future or not, but I'd be more than happy to send you guys a couple of sets for free to check out. I also haven't ever heard of issues of mounting them vertically versus horizontally, and mine haven't had any issues running in this configuration. They're essentially speakers, and most speakers run vertically, but I'm not an engineer. That could be very wrong. LOL. Keep up the good work, guys. Man, shout out to you, Justin. And I'm going to share the photos
Hell yeah,
of his
Justin.
rig.
Thank you so much for making us a part of your routine in the morning. That's like the best. I love hearing that. That's like the best news ever.
Yeah, I still can't believe that, man. It sounds crazy.
It's surreal. It's surreal. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
So first off, dope rig. I'm loving that track racer seat. Before I got mine.
Ooh.
Yeah, he got that big boy there, the official tissue track racer. And he says he has his mounted, and these are the mounts that he designed. So definitely shout out to him. Apex Mods.
Share that STL, bro. Let's get that
man.
STL, man.
Yeah, we got printers, man. We want, you ain't even gotta send us.
That is actually a clean print. Like, not even gonna front, dude.
Yeah, that is very clean. I don't know if he finished this at all, but I mean,
it looks smooth. He probably printed it on a smooth plate or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like it's not flat on the top. It's kind of curved.
See, that looks way better than having it like a flying saucer or having it come in like this. Having them like this, I think makes it look more symmetrical. It looks professional.
And the mount, the mount helps, man. It really does. Because
we need that STL, bro.
Far.
And the profile and the instructions. Send it all, bro.
Yeah, go ahead and send it to us. We'll take care of the rest.
Send it to the chicanepodcast@gmail.com. Or if you want to make it public, just send me a link and we'll make them public.
Yep. Look at that. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's clean right
That looks like he bought that, It looks like he bought those out of a store or something. Exactly. That's what I love about 3D printing. I'm still very much heavily 3D printing. Don't get it twisted now.
Oh yeah. Hey man, I thought I was gonna start smoking this past week, man. I just printed an enclosure. Printing for 3 days, pretty much nonstop, man.
Oh yeah. Those are high on the Yeah.
But man, shout out to you, Justin.
That's a lot of filament going through there.
Oh bro, look, man.
Like damn near roll filament easily.
Oh yeah. I was just watching it go down, and then I printed one of the wrong pieces and it took like 7 hours to print. I'm like, oh my God. But I had to keep going though, man. But we finished. But yeah, shout out to Justin. We got to make sure Jeff sees these as well because I think he got 2 of these, and this might
Oh,
be a
he
good
would
option
print
for
this
him.
like
Yeah,
in a heartbeat if you told him. If he was here, well, he'll see
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'll
We'll put
tell
him
him.
up on game and let him know what Justin sent to us. But yeah, man, that is the fan mail for the week. Once again, we appreciate everybody for taking the time to reach out to us, man. We know that everybody's busy, got stuff going on, and we really appreciate when y'all take the time to reach out and just share a little bit of y'all's experience with us, man. So thank you.
100%. Justin, thank you so much. Very clean setup. I'm impressed. Not
Yeah,
easy to impress, but when I am, I tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you that
yeah,
that looks very professional. I love the sleek kind
yeah,
of stealth look to it because if you didn't know that that's what those were for, you would
mhm.
never guess that that's holding the shaker inside of the rig. You know, you
Yeah,
look at a rig, you look at it sideways, it may have a hump. It may just be an aesthetic hump, but those are my kudos to you of a clean design. It looks very strong too. Looks
yeah.
like you did a good job there. So
Oh
I
yeah.
need to learn the ways
I'm
of
telling you.
I need to learn the ways because that's one thing I'm slacking on is learning the proper way
That's
of making my own stuff because that is the way. That is
yeah,
the way.
yeah.
That is the way.
That's the future for me. I got Blender installed and um,
I got
yeah,
Fusion installed, Autodesk,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's free, but
Yeah,
Tinkercad. I Tinkercad. I thought about trying Tinkercad out because I've heard it's easier, or whatever. It's more basic, but
yeah. We gonna get it though.
we'll get
We
there
gonna get it.
somehow, someday.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, I don't have anything else for the group. Eric, do you have anything else before we shut this one?
No, man. I don't have a time or anything with me, a countdown, but hey, September's coming.
Oh yes,
It's getting
yes,
closer.
the Sim
August is
Gaming Expo.
yeah, August is getting out
I
my
don't know how
area.
many times I need to drive this through your heads, but I will again. The Chicane Podcast, Jason, Eric, Jeff, do not make any commission for you attending this event.
None.
The importance of this event is to support, basically support our own American, people,
Community. Yeah.
community, so that way we can have an expo. So that way we can
Yeah.
have that every year, not the one off,
Yeah.
that's, what I'm trying to say. I want this expo to be a success, and it will be. It will be.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
want it to
It's gonna be
be
crazy.
I want it to be profitable, and I want it to be profitable for both ends. I want it to be profitable for George, and I also want it to
Mm.
be profitable for you, the sim racer, to keep you informed
Yeah.
and actually being able to touch things and try them out and
Yeah.
engage with the community, not just go over there and try out hardware. If
That's
you're
a
a fan,
part of
Eric, yeah, that's a big part of it.
it.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
the driving force. But then there's
Yeah.
other benefits, right? There's competitions.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of things we're gonna go over with George. He'll be here next week. So
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. And yeah, if you can make it, I'm telling you, please
Yeah.
try to make it a priority to go, even if it's for a day. Even if you can't stay the whole weekend or you had to work that Friday, just come on a Saturday or come on a Sunday or do a 2 day, and show some support out there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, George will appreciate it, and he's a nice guy. I mean, he's
It's working hard, man.
he's
It
working
really
hard.
is.
Like every time I speak to him, it's late for me here, and I'm like, damn, bro, if this guy's up right now, it's
Yeah.
like 10 o'clock for me.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
probably like
That's crazy.
freaking 4 or 5 in the morning. Like, what are you doing?
Whew. Yeah.
But that's exactly the kind of person that we need, to push this thing and see it through and see
Yeah.
it right and
Definitely.
and give it the love that it deserves. So Chicane 10, guys, use it. It is still active. It will be active all the way up until the last day. It will
Yep.
still be active. So hit us up. Let us know in the comments if you are attending the Sim Gaming Expo. Shout out. Let's hear it. And with that, guys, drive fast and brake late, because Jeff is not here with us, so I have to take the plunge for him. But
Yeah.
do it safely when you brake late. So
Yeah.
all right, guys, thank you so much, and have a great start of your week. Thank you.